on a confiance en nos médecins, je le dis partout où je passe, on a confiance en vous. Et il vous manque les équipements pour vous exprimer. Donc tout ça, ça prouve la résilience aussi de notre armée. D'ailleurs, c'est pas évident que les gens puissent tenir.
In the heart of West Africa, where the Sahel meets the savannah, a young soldier emerged from the shadows of obscurity to command the destiny of a nation. His name is Captain Ibrahim Traore, a name that now echoes in the corridors of power and across the borders of Burkina Faso. Born in 1988, Ibrahim Traore hails from Bonduki department in western Burkina Faso, in the province of Mohun. He grew up in a humble and modest family, rooted in discipline, Islamic faith, and rural values. Like many young Burkinabés, Traore's early life was shaped by the harsh realities of poverty, limited resources, and a deep yearning for justice and purpose. From a young age, Traore displayed intelligence, quiet confidence, and a passion for learning. He pursued his early education in the region and later went on to study at the University of Ouagadougou, where he studied geology. It was during these university years that he began to show interest in national issues and military service. Driven by patriotism and a sense of duty, he eventually joined the Burkinabe Armed Forces. After rigorous training, Traore earned his commission as an officer. He steadily rose through the ranks, gaining recognition for his commitment, discipline, and leadership. But it was his role in the fight against terrorism that would shape his destiny. In the early 2010s, Burkina Faso descended into chaos. The country, once considered relatively stable, became plagued by jihadist insurgencies, ethnic violence, and political instability. Entire communities were displaced, schools were shut down, villages vanished from the map. The north and east of the country became battlefields. Burkina Faso was bleeding, and its people cried out for salvation. In the army, Traore was deployed to the front lines, commanding anti-terrorism operations in some of the most dangerous regions. He saw the horrors firsthand: massacres, ambushes, and communities living in fear. His frustration grew not just with the terrorists but with the government and military leadership, which he believed were failing the people. In January 2022, Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry Sandogo Dimba led a military coup that overthrew the president Roch Marc Christian Kabore, promising to restore security. Many believed change had come. Traore, at the time a lawyer officer, supported Damiba's vision, but months passed and the situation worsened. Attacks increased, morale collapsed. The new leadership appeared disconnected from the realities on the ground. Disillusioned, Traore and a group of young officers began to organize their goal. Their goal was clear: to remove ineffective leadership and restore true focus on security and national integrity. On September 30, 2022, just 8 months after Damiba seized power, Captain Ibrahim Traore led a bold and, blue, and bloodless coup d'etat. At just 34 years old, he became the world's youngest head of state. In his first address to the nation, Traore did not promise miracles. Instead, he promised action, honesty, and patriotism. He spoke not as a politician but a soldier, and his words resonated with a war-weary nation. "I am not here to rule for myself," he said. "I am here to fight for the survival of Burkina Faso." From the beginning, Traore styled himself as a man of the people. He refused luxurious government privileges. He was often seen in his military fatigues, eating with soldiers, sleeping in military barracks, and visiting remote conflict zones. Unlike previous leaders, he did not hide behind protocol. Instead, he embraced simplicity, humility, and directness. Under his leadership, Burkina Faso began to take a bold new direction. Traore promised to eliminate foreign military dependence, particularly from France, the country's former colonial ruler. In early 2023, he ordered the French troops to leave Burkina Faso and terminated defense agreements with Paris. The decision was both declared, celebrated, and criticized. Supporters saw it as a move towards true sovereignty. Critics feared it would worsen the country's security crisis, but Traore remained steadfast. He declared Burkina Faso would take responsibility for its own defense. He embraced regional partnerships, especially with Mali and Niger, both of which were also under military government. Together, they formed a new alliance called the Alliance of Sahel States, with a vision to collectively fight terrorism and promote regional autonomy. Domestically, Traore launched aggressive anti-terrorism campaigns empowering local defense groups and volunteers. Thousands of civilians enlisted to support the military. He also prioritized the rebuilding of infrastructure in war-torn areas, reopening of schools, markets, and healthcare centers. But his leadership has not been without controversy. International organizations have expressed concern over press freedom, he, the suspension of political parties, and the shrinking space for civic society. There have also been reports of extrajudicial killings and human rights abuses under the banner of counter-terrorism operations. Critics argue that author- authoritarian tendencies are emerging even as the fight against terrorism continues. Yet, despite the challenges, Captain Ibrahim Traore remains immensely popular among many Burkinabe, especially the youth. To them, he represents a break from corrupt politics and a symbol of dignity, strength, and independence.